So, hello and welcome to, what did I call this? Guided transformation. Introduction. Yeah, it's based on my book here, Beauty in the Breakup, which the founder of Access, Gary Douglas, asked me to write a long time ago when my husband and I were both actually certified facilitators and using the tools for many years. And we got to the point in our relationship after 20 years of being married that we weren't going in the same direction anymore. We were kind of going in opposite directions. And it seemed to me that it was kinder to break up than to try to limit ourselves and try to make things work. This is not necessarily about breaking up or having to break up. It's more about not being willing to lose yourself for any relationship, whether it's your parents or your children or your boss or your siblings or your partner. What would it be like to have you, to trust you, to know what works for you, and to choose in the direction of what will allow you to be more of you that you came here to be. So that's what this is about. And I'd love to hear from you guys who happen to make it on live to see if you have specific areas or questions that you'd like me to address in this intro.
So tell me more about what you have written in the book, and when did this thought came to you?
I will, but there's no specific questions that you guys have?
You want me to ask about access consciousness?
No, just like things in your life that maybe you're
Oh,
having challenge with, or what attracted you to this call?
what attracted me means, um, the 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 word that attracted, or thing that attracted to me, was the idea of transformation, because
Mm,
I I deeply think within myself that I need that transformation, and I think with that thing, I think that whole of the thing and everything from and the moment I thought about, means, that thing actually came from within me, because it's like the regular type of life, the patterns are being repeating
yeah,
around me.
yeah,
So, and with this self-talk, because the
yeah,
moment we do that self-talk, I think the answer appears. That's what I have learned. And learned means it is like, I've not learned yet, means it's like, sometimes even the thought doesn't take us there, where, you have to ask the questions. But of course, when sometimes you see those repetitive patterns in the life, and all those similar situations where you feel that draining energy and all those things, so that means, that something needs to be corrected. And means I'm very much thankful that that wisdom came to me, that, to think like that why the same pattern is being repeated, and what needs to be
yeah,
changed in me,
yeah.
you know
Cool.
so there where I um
I get
uh,
it.
yeah,
We're
and
good.
there where I actually heard, and there where all of a sudden, the word transformation started popping up,
Mhm.
and it was from everywhere. Sometimes
Okay, pause,
yeah.
pause, pause. I was just trying to get a little piece of where to start, and you brought up a whole bunch of things. So, um, that's awesome. Thank you. And I'm sure all the people who are getting the replay who aren't able to make it live are in a similar position. There's so much going on in the world, and so much of it is happening, and we think it's happening to us, and we're not getting that we have choice. So that's a big piece of the tools of access consciousness is recognizing that you are the creator of your life and you're co-creating it in the universe with all these other people. But things don't just happen to you. We're actually choosing and creating. And if we don't like what's showing up, we can uncreate the points of view that are creating it, uncreate and destroy those points of view so that we have another choice or many other choices. And we can choose in the direction of things that expand our world, that light us up, that make us happy. And that creates ripple effects in the world in a positive way for other people to choose similar. In the book, I go through several steps. It's basically set up in 6 steps to unwind. Unwinding is the first step from wherever you are, whatever you're intertwined with, whether it's in a relationship or a business. We get so intertwined that we don't really have the space to recognize what is true for us anymore. A lot of times that self-talk is stuff that we are picking up from lots of other people, and it's not actually ours, and we're just following these things that we think we should do or trying not to do what we think we should not do. And none of that is actually really choosing for what we would like. So unwinding is a process. And in that step or chapter, I share a bunch of access tools that allow that to occur, including an unwinding audio that I recorded and is available on my website in the shop. It's something that you can listen to and even sleep with and have it running and clearing all kinds of energy and expanding your being out so that you don't have the contraction that you normally live with, but you have this more spacious possibility where you can see beyond the limitations that you thought were real. Then in step 2, it's dissolving past trauma. So how many times do you encounter something and it triggers all your thoughts about things like that in the past that happened? And then it doesn't give you the space to make a different choice. You're like hooked into that sequence of thoughts and feelings and emotions that drag you down and don't give you the possibility of choosing something else. So in that chapter, there's tools to clear the past, including the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement that clears our points of view and the energies and the habit patterns, beliefs that we thought were real and unchangeable. And also a major tool in this area is the access bars, which right now I'm in the middle of facilitating the access bars workshop today. So how fun is that? And people just went for lunch and they've already just lightened up the load. It's sort of like, they talk about emptying your backpack or your luggage that you carry with you. The bars really do that. It clears all of this heavy stuff, the
Blockages.
emotions, the thoughts, the beliefs, the habit patterns, all these things, so that you have space, so that you can perceive different possibilities that you can choose. Hi there.
Hi.
Hi. And kids are great with running bars. And so if they learn, kids are free up until they're 16 years old, they can learn the bars. And having a kid run your bars, like, oh, wow, it's amazing. They clear so much stuff because they don't have that emergency brake on their life like we do once we grow up and we get serious and we think we have to do all the right things and fit in. Kids, they're like, wee, let's play. And so it's amazing. And as well, running bars on kids can work really miracles. Um, they usually do better in school, they sleep well, and it can be done a lot faster than a normal adult session because they're willing to change. Whereas adults are more, prove it to me. I want to see how this works. I want to know exactly what it is instead of let's have fun and see what happens. So we can learn from kids and they can learn from us. It's a two-way street. Let's see. Step 3 is your navigation system. And it's really learning your own internal compass of what is true for you. I know for me, when I got married, I was with my husband for 3 years before we got married, and we were married 20 years. So that was 23 years with him. And like that was half of my life. And I had learned way back in the beginning to give myself up for his point of view. How many of you have had that happen? And then when you have the space to choose something, you don't know what you'd like because you've long forgotten what's actually true for you. And so the tools in this step are really wonderful for helping you find your space, your place, the things that make you happy, and how to navigate that so that you're living your best life, but also it's not about being against other people. It's about choosing for you and choosing with you in the computation, not excluding other people and definitely not excluding yourself. Then step 4, breaking through barriers. There's all kinds of barriers that we have that we think are solid and permanent and unchangeable. And in this chapter, it really allows you to explore some different things. If it is a relationship thing that you're looking at, there's a 30-day experiment where you go out and live your life for 30 days and create your life, and the rest of the people at home take care of the home. And then you switch and your partner goes out and creates his life for 30 days. And it's really amazing what shows up, the awarenesses that you get when you're not living in your typical habit pattern of life and relying on each other and not realizing how much each of you do to create the relationship. So it's a great experiment, whether you want to strengthen your relationship or leave your relationship, either way, it can benefit you. And then step 5 is conscious creation, and it's more about looking at how you can include the pleasure of living in every choice that you have, whether it's food that you choose to eat or your furniture, your clothes, the things around you, letting go of all the things that don't actually bring you joy. Like, the lady who does the closet cleaning stuff, does it spark joy? What if we looked at that for everything in our life? Like, why are we just eating cereal or, something just to fill you up instead of having like something beautiful that actually inspires you and is nurturing for your body, including your clothing and, just everything. Every choice we make all day long can include this pleasure of living instead of just getting by and getting through and getting to the next day. So there's all kinds of tools in there to expand that possibility. And then step 6 is the maintenance of it all and having gratitude for what you do have and where you are, even if you want to be somewhere different and you're going through a transformation or you're looking for a transformation because you don't like where you are. Having gratitude for you, for where you are, for the choices that you can make, allows your world to expand, and it allows all the changes to take place easier without so much fight. So these are the areas that we go into in the book and in the 6 call series of guided transformation, whatever transformation you're going through. It's totally possible to do this on your own, and people have found that when they're facilitated, even in a group, there's just this different energy of contribution that is so dynamic when you're going through changes, and other people are there to support you and each other. It just makes it much more fun. So why not have that? And I guess what I wanted to share with all of you is, I guess, having the courage to rock the boat, to be willing to choose something different, to not just sit back and say, this is all there is, and this is all I can do, and this is all I can be, because this is what everybody else is being and doing. What if you were to follow your awareness? What if, even though you don't know what's on the other side, you were willing to take that step and take the next step and take the next step and see how things show up? What would it be like to learn to trust you, to learn to use your internal navigation system and follow what is light and what is true for you, and not just what other people think you should do? So that's what I'm inviting you all to. Does anybody have any questions?
I wanted to ask that uh, before going for the session of the bars, uh, would you recommend to read your book, or just go for the means? What are the steps to uh, reach to the s- means to the bar session?
It's not necessary. It really depends on each person and their journey and what they're facing. Um, are you facing a relationship transformation, or is it just your own personal transformation?
Yeah, I want to change everything.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, there is no preparation required. You've already lived your life. So the bars just start clearing away all the clutter in your head. It's sort of like clearing out your computer brain and getting rid of the trash and giving you a lot more space so that you can be present in your life and make different choices that will create a different living experience.
Okay. And what does actually, will you be able to give a little bit idea or hint that what actually happens in a bar session?
Yeah, in a bar session, it's different for every person, of course, and every session will be different, but you will generally lie back either on a massage table or a gravity chair, and we will touch the different 32 points on the head. And it's at the worst, it will be very relaxing, better than a massage. And at best, your whole life can change. What happens is it clears out these fixed points of view and this programming and all the judgments, so that things just naturally shift in your life. All the buttons that when people press and you get activated, they start to get deactivated. And so somebody can press your buttons and you won't have a response. You'll be like, oh, I see you want me to do this. Let's see, what would I like to choose? It gives you space, and it gives you the ability to choose what you would like, not having to be in reaction. Being in reaction is how most people live their lives. They're in reaction or they're aligning and agreeing. Hi, thanks for joining. So, um, you like all the tools will help with this. The bars helps clear all these points of view so that you don't react. So do the clearing statements. So do these other tools. It all works together.
Okay.
And you are the creator and you know. So you get to be empowered to choose what works for you, to follow your own intuition. If you get the hit, oh, I need to read that book, read the book. If you get the hit, I just want to get the session, get the session. If you get the hit, I want to take the class, take the class. You don't have to justify why the awareness is coming to you. If you follow that internal compass of lightness and what's true for you, your life will expand and you'll be led on this journey of possibilities. And when you choose against that, you'll contract your life. And that's, that's just what happens. And you can choose again. And you can choose again. And you can choose again. It's not about getting it right. There is no right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Does somebody like me needs to do any pre-preparation before attending a bar session or
No,
uh,
no, no preparation needed.
okay. All right. Okay.
Hello, Nivi. How are you doing? Do you have any questions?
Hi, Mama, do you have any questions?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry I'm late. I totally missed the beginning of the talk. Sorry.
It's all good.
And I know it's almost finished, right?
Yeah, I have a few minutes left. Is there anything that you were looking to ask or to get out of this?
Honestly, had no idea what to expect with this. And I know I didn't even know if this was something I should have, well, I mean, I've been through the bars and the foundation with you, and I wasn't sure what you were going to be talking about today. So
Mm,
I was just curious. So
cool. Yeah. So you'll get the replay.
yeah.
So there's that. But is there anything going on in your life now? I know that you've made lots of changes.
Yeah, it's been a epic year. Another one. No, I think I'm kind of still playing with all the tools that you taught me last year. Um,
Cool.
yeah, they come in handy a lot. I replayed almost all of our classes again recently, and our one-on-one sessions. I was listening to them again, and I feel like every time I listen to them, like I hear something totally different. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And that is part of it.
Mhm.
We don't realize how our points of view limit what we hear. And when you go through a session or a clearing, you'll hear a certain amount, but then you listen to it again and without some of those filters, and then you get to hear more and you get to hear more and more.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it's cool.
listening again and again is very helpful.
Mhm. Yeah, and then there's different things going on now than there were last year. So I know they're still relevant. Everything's still the same. Like, I don't know.
Mhm.
I mean, there's been a lot of changes in my life, definitely since last year, but there's a lot of things that are still the same.
Mhm.
And that's okay because I don't know. It's a process.
Yeah. Yeah. And how does it get better?
How does it get better?
Yeah, um so this was really an introduction to the 6 steps, and a guided transformation can be any transformation that you're going through. and you don't even have to have it figured out. You can just be like, I kind of need that. So that's what I was offering, and I can't even remember when it starts. I think it's next week. So it's on my website. There's going to be 6 calls on Zoom, and I'll share the tools and facilitate whatever is going on for you guys so that your life can expand and you can have more ease, joy, and glory than you ever thought was possible.
Sounds good. I'll listen to the whole, whatever you just talked about again after you
Yeah.
send it out and get back to you.
Cool.
Cool.
And Julie, sorry, I muted you because your son was talking in the background.
Yeah. Yes. How to can you please share the link of your website? And I was also interested in reading the book that you were talking about.
Yeah, it's called Beauty in the Breakup, and my website is julietootenenergy.com.
Okay.
Just my name with energy at the end. And the book is in the shop. I think there's a link to the Amazon if you want Amazon Kindle or buy it on Amazon. Actually, I've bought a few copies on Amazon, and sometimes I buy the used ones and people fill out because some of it is a workbook for you to write things down. And it was kind of fun to see people circling things and writing down their stuff. Anyway, this is the new cover. It's one of my paintings. Art. Beauty in the Breakup. Made a few edits on the inside. So if you have the original, was this. Anyway. It's amazing. I've actually used it myself several times when I've moved on from another relationship. I've had several, whatever, since my divorce. And it's very helpful. I mean, you can just shorten the angst, the upset, the drama that most people drag on for years. It's just amazing. Even if you're just going on a date and then like you can't get them out of your head afterwards. Like you've had that experience, right? Yeah. It's like oh my God, the tools work so well to help you get beyond that, to figure out what's going on and to return to sender, or use your awareness for you instead of having it being used against you. You can't turn off your awareness. It's the thing, and so many people try and it doesn't work. They'll drink or they'll do other things to distract. But when you're aware, you're aware. And what if that wasn't wrong? But what if you could have more ease with it? And so these tools will help. Whatever tools you use, as long as you use them, they'll help.
Maybe. What is that? Where you have one and put the ones on it together.
Cute. Okay, well,
Okay.
I've got to get back to my class. Thanks everybody for watching now and in the future, and what's possible for you. I hope you find your beauty in whatever you're choosing.
Thanks.
Have a great rest of your day.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Nice seeing you.
Bye. Bye.